Today's top stories at NBR: jail time for Ron Brierley, Move Logistics hire Linfox country manager, an appeal against a fine for discharges of silt heard at the Court of Appeal this week. And there's more coming right up. Kia ora and welcome to NBR Today, a wrap of the day's top business stories from the authority in New Zealand business news since 1970, nbr.co.nz. It's Thursday, the 14th of October. I'm Paul Brennan. Thanks so much for joining us. The government has finally approved the importation of 300,000 rapid antigen tests for a coalition of about 25 businesses keen to use them in their workplaces. Director General of Health, Dr. Ashley Bloomfield, has given the businesses an exemption to import and use the tests. In a news statement announcing the deal, Associate Health Minister Ayesha Verrell said the businesses had ordered the tests after working at pace with the government on the new scheme. But the government has faced criticism for being too slow to adopt rapid testing as part of a suite of measures to better manage the COVID-19 pandemic. Business NZ Chief Executive Kirk Hope welcomed the announcement but questioned why it had taken so long. A lifelong sexual obsession with prepubescent girls has landed high-profile New Zealand businessman Ron Brierley in jail in Australia for 14 months. The sentence was a significant reduction on the maximum 10-year term the law allows for in such cases. Custody will likely be over for Brierley in 7 months, his non-parole period, after which he will enter the parole system until December 2022. He pleaded guilty in April to 3 charges of possessing child sex abuse images. The government will pay 3 companies $11.5 million to conduct the first part of its feasibility study into a pumped hydro storage scheme at Lake ONSLOW in central Otago. The consortium, Te Ropu Matato, will be led by engineering consultancy Mott MacDonald New Zealand and include engineering consultancy GHD and environmental planning and design consultancy Boffa Meskel. Mott MacDonald Group is headquartered in the UK and employs 16,000 staff in 150 countries. GHD's headquarters are in Australia. It has more than 10,000 employees worldwide in more than 200 offices. Boffa Meskel is a New Zealand company founded in 1972. Move Logistics Executive Director Chris Dunphy is unabashed about his aim to emulate the best parts of his competitor's Mainfreight and Linfox and has hired the latter's country manager, James Waters, to help him achieve it. Dunphy is leading an ongoing review into Move's business after joining as a shareholder and executive director earlier this year. The NZX-listed company rebranded from Till Logistics to Move in July, and 2 weeks ago announced Chair Trevor Janes had stepped down and Lorraine Witten stepped up to replace him, while founding director Jim Ramsey would also not seek re-election. Jarden Securities has been formally censured by the Financial Markets Authority, the FMA, for contravention of derivatives issuer rules by subsidiary OM Financial Limited relating to commingling of company and client funds. The contraventions related to licensed derivatives issuer OM Financial Limited transferring its own money totaling US $1 million across at least 150 payments into the trust account designated to hold derivative investor money, the FMA said in a statement this morning. The breaches occurred between September 2015 and July 2020. An appeal against a fine of $42,500 for discharges of silt into the Clutha River from a Wanaka subdivision has been heard at the Court of Appeal this week. Property developer NORTHLAKE Investments, part of Chris Meehan-controlled Winton Group, was fined by the District Court in June 2019 after a prosecution by Otago Regional Council under the Resource Management Act. NORTHLAKE unsuccessfully appealed that decision to the High Court and last November was granted leave for a further appeal. Appearing for NORTHLAKE, Fletcher Pilditch said the case involved issues of wide concern to the property industry. Get the full details of those stories and more, along with all our breaking business news, columns and opinion at nbr.co.nz right now. Tomorrow at NBR, in her weekly column, Rachel Smalley talks about COVID frustration and why buying a Tesla is all about COVID. I'm Paul Brennan. Join me again from around lunchtime tomorrow for the morning's NBR trending stories. Then same time, same place, right here again from 5:30 tomorrow and through the weekend for another NBR This Week.